Hi guys, I was thinking about this topic a lot today, so I decided that I would do a video discussion on it about YA versus adult fiction. In the booktube community, YA is definitely the most popular genre of books. Adult fiction doesn't get talked about a lot. I mean, it might get mentioned sometimes, but I don't feel like it is a highlight of the community. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, because I think that all genres of books are meant to be appreciated. If someone has a preference over YA books or middle grade books or adult books or classics or whatever, then that's their choice and that's what they enjoy. I have nothing against that. But I also do think that just because a book is written in the adult fiction genre, that I don't think that people should just be put off from reading it because of that, because I think some people, once they hear that, it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to read that anymore, and I didn't even hear the synopsis. I think at least you should hear the synopsis to give it a chance. I understand if some people have read a few adult books and they've kind of been put off by that, but I feel like something should at least be given a chance before it's just pushed aside because of the audience it's written for. It could go the other way too. I know a lot of adults who read young adult books, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm 20 years old. I'm not considered a teenager like it says for the range of the young adult books, but it's still something I enjoy reading, so I'm not going to change that just because of my age. I don't feel like age should be a factor in that. That being said, if you're not mature enough to read a certain type of book, like an adult book, then I don't think you should read that until you've reached a certain maturity level, but that shouldn't put you off from reading the book in the future. I don't think any book should be judged based on that criteria. Now, it's a whole different story if you're really not into mysteries or you're not into contemporaries or whatever. That's completely different because it's more of someone's interests, I guess, and I think it's a lot different when you have the same types of genres in both of those different categories, and you can learn from all of the different categories of age ranges of books, and it's interesting to see how things are written differently, and if you can understand them and if you enjoy all of those different books, then you might be able to develop an understanding from each different type that you wouldn't have developed from the other type, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I like adult books and I like YA books. I used to be the type of person that would hate on YA books though. Maybe I got bored of seeing the same books popping up everywhere around YouTube and I wanted to get some variety, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be against YA and I'm just gonna cut it out of my life. But I realized that I was missing some great opportunities with reading when I did that. That's why I went back to YA, and I'm so glad I did. I read a lot of YA and adult fiction now, so I'm really glad for that. I also read classics. Some classics I don't think are interesting to some people, but I think that there are some that can be interesting to a lot of people, and I think that classics can sometimes put off people because they think, oh, it's old, it's got really complex language, it might have boring language to some people, and it might be hard to get through. But I have read classics that have definitely changed my understanding of the word classics. Things aren't always as you expect them to be, and I think just everything should be given a chance, and that's just my opinion on it. I think the reason a lot more people enjoy YA is partially because that's normally where you find all of the new stuff developing in. If you have a new type of topic that a lot of books are taking on, then that is usually going to show up in YA first before the adult fiction, and the adult fiction books might not even have a lot of new stuff in that specific topic. For instance, it used to be really popular to have vampire books and to read vampire books. Then it became more popular doing zombie books. The books that normally came out in this type of topic or genre or whatever you want to call it were usually YA books. You didn't see a lot of books popping up that were vampire books for adults, except for the people that wrote both adult books and YA books, which then kind of changed their writing in order to have, I guess, maybe more mature topics or appeal more to adults. I think that might also be a possibility, or one reason as to why some YA books, especially the new releases, are really, really popular. So let me know what you think about this. Do you prefer YA over adult books? Do you think there's any particular reason why YA is taking over booktube and Goodreads and basically a lot of the book community? Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!